you have been on a tear even since Evo 2022. You've had quite a few first place finishes, East Coast Throwdown, Defend the North. What has it been like on the on the road through the end of 2022 and into 2023 for the Capcom Cup finals?
I feel like I've been playing pretty good in a lot of these past tournaments. I feel like the tournament nerves haven't really gotten to me. I feel like no matter what tournament I play in, I just play my best, and usually it works out in the end.
You've had some run-ins with, obviously when you get to the end of it, you're going to run up against a lot of top-end competitors, but you've had quite a few run-ins with Kudo, Punk. I gotta ask, like, as you go into the Capcom Cup, are there any particular competitors that you feel like this is my rival? This is the person I have to beat on my way?
I've never really felt like that when I play in tournament. I've always just kind of, play who they threw at me. Like, I never really felt like, oh, I have to beat this person in tournament, because that's kind of just how brackets work. Like, I play who's in front of me, kind of, and if I win the tournament, great, kind of thing. Like, if the person I have to beat gets knocked out by somebody else, that's perfectly fine with me.
At Evo Championship Series 2022, you were so dang close. You got barely beaten out by Guano to land in second place. Have you made any major adjustments since then, or has there already been any change in the mindset, or do you feel like your strategy is still working and you just need to stick with it?
I feel like I played pretty good at Evo. I don't really think my strategy had any flaws. I think my main problem at Evo was I was coming from losers, but I feel like if I started from winners, I would probably had a better shot.
Right, and you're a part of like the impressiveness about you is like you're one of the only representatives playing Laura in this throughout Capcom Cup. Does it feel daunting being a specialist, or do you feel like that's kind of where do you feel like that's just been like something that has fit you so well so far?
I feel like most people who are like character specialists have an advantage going into tournaments like this, because people aren't usually familiar with the character you're playing. Like, obviously I've been playing Laura for like 6-7 years now, so I feel like a lot of people kind of like they kind of have to study my Laura, or like that's it kind of thing, as opposed to like there's a lot of people who play like Ken and Luke in the tournament, and Birdie even, actually. So I feel like seeing so many people play the similar characters helps me and actually gives me a good advantage going into Capcom Cup.
Sure. And are there any other character specialists, like players that are picking up like that odd duck character that you recognize or that you respect in this?
I believe Four Fills with Falk is actually one of the people who have another good shot, because I know a lot of people probably don't know how to fight Falk. I know I don't know how to fight Falk. So, I gotta be ready for all the characters that are actually in Capcom Cup.
And as we coast towards the Capcom Cup finals this year, do you feel any different about like your run to it as opposed to previous years in the Capcom Cup scene?
In Capcom Cup 2019, I guess I would say I was practicing like very heavily, because I already knew who I was going to play. This Capcom Cup's kind of weird because like I still don't even know who I'm going to play yet. As opposed to like in 2019, where I kind of knew I was going to play Fujimura first round, so I was practicing a lot of Ibuki. So I definitely feel like this one is a bit harder to more prep for, because I'm still not even sure I'm playing yet.
You speak to some of that prep that you've been trying to do to sort of prepare for whatever comes your way this year?
I've been practicing a lot versus Luke. That's probably about it.
Yeah, he's still a considerable force, especially in the North American scene.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Street Fighter 6. Obviously, very exciting year for it. We've had a lot of information drop. Laura's not going to be in the game right now. Is there any particular character that stands out to you so far as you look at Street Fighter 6's roster?
Right now, there's 3 characters that pique my interest. Manon looks cool. Manon looks like a cool like grappler kind of like style from the recent gameplay they showed off. Marissa's really cool. She looks really like strong, like she hits hard, and that's kind of right up my alleyway. And JP, surprisingly, JP looks like he has like a lot of setups and a lot of chops how he played. So those are kind of the three. Funny enough, it is like the three new characters, kind of the same thing with 5 where I had to play a whole new character. So I'm actually excited with them 3.
Do you look forward to that grind of just like picking up a character whose style you've never seen before, never handled before, and just seeing how they work?
Yeah, I'm actually like super excited. I enjoy that, like playing like oddball characters, kind of like Laura, where like no one really played them, and like kind of like developing like my own strategies on how to go against the character.
And how do you feel about the overall mechanics of Street Fighter 6 so far? There's been a lot of conversation, a lot of contention, a lot of debate as to the drive impact system in particular. How do you feel about it so far?
So when I was playing the drive impact system, I mean, I think it is a lot of we don't know how to play the game yet kind of thing. So like even when I was playing the beta, I was getting destroyed by drive impact. I couldn't react to it for my life. Maybe as the game progresses, or like more people get like understanding of how to play, it'll be much easier for us to stop. Hopefully, like I'm not trying to lose the tournament to me not reacting to a drive impact or something. But yeah, hopefully the drive system looks really cool though, and I really like it.
How do you feel about the drawbacks of it? Like when you get put into the exhausted status, like do you feel like it's balanced so far to where like that's a good risk versus reward as it is right now?
I think it's cool. I actually think it's pretty interesting mechanic. Like I don't think any fighting game we've really saw something of that nature. So I do think it's really cool, and I like it. I think it's cool.
Nice. And as we come into the end of Street Fighter V's lifespan, can you give us a little bit of retrospective, like of your time in the Street Fighter V scene, and like what are some of your favorite competitive moments from throughout Street Fighter V's lifespan?
So basically the whole timeline, it would have to be from 2016. I remember I was just some scrub playing online, you know, and I used to go to my locals. I used to go to NLBC. I really couldn't go on Wednesday because like I was in college, but I remember I'd always try to go to like the Saturday local event that they always ran every week. So I got to play a lot there. Saturday, 2017, I think like the first major I won was Defend the North. And I remember I went to EVO. That was like the first time I traveled out of New York to go to a tournament. 2018, I don't think I really did anything in 2018. That year, I went to a lot more tournaments. I think I got to play like a lot of international players. 2019 was kind of the huge grind set where it was like I was going to tournaments, but I was actually doing pretty well at tournaments, like consistently getting top 8. So I kind of like really got into the grind and like started like really hunkering down and playing a lot. And then like I still remember in like September or August 2019 where I was like I was looking at the leaderboards and I was like, I have a shot to get in the Capcom Cup. I had to miss a semester for school, like get the money out of my bank accounts to freaking be able to travel to all these events, and I actually got into Capcom Cup, and I was like so proud of myself around that time. And then December 2019, you know, obviously I won Capcom Cup, and then from there it's kind of just been like COVID and smooth sailing. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in particular about the Street Fighter V era that you're going to miss, or are you just ready to move on?
I think Street Fighter V had like a lot of good matches, a lot of like hyped sets. There was actually there were a lot of good times in Street Fighter V. The Capcom Cups, the characters. I'm gonna miss 5 actually.
And I think to wrap this up, I would like to ask, who do you think is the player to beat going into the Capcom Cup finals?
I think everyone's either going to want to beat Kawano, the EVO champion, or me, the Capcom Cup champion from 4 years ago now.
Yeah. That'll do it then. That's everything that I had. Is there anything you'd like to say to close it out, or?
Nothing off the top of my head. No, not really.